Welcome to the Spirit and Soul Healing Podcast, where we speak about all things related to spirituality, soul level healing, intuitive guidance, frequencies, and much more. I'm Amy Sikarskie, licensed vocational nurse, past life hypnotherapist, master intuitive energy healer, and a clairvoyant physical channel. Today's episode is brought to you in part by Spirit School Online, where we offer courses in energy therapy, free guided meditations, courses and information around learning to connect in with your spirit guides, and much more. You can find me at amysikarskie.com and offerings at spiritschoolonline.com. Hi everybody, welcome today to this special episode of the Spirit and Soul Healing Podcast. I'm so happy to share this upcoming energetic healing experience that we'll be having for Theresa today with everyone. So hi Theresa, and welcome to the podcast.
I'm excited to be here.
I am too. I'm so excited. This morning I was feeling all this peaceful energy coming in, and also, of course, some fire and strength. So it was really lovely. There's a lot of support here for you today, and I'll tune in and let you know what I'm sensing, and we'll flow with the messages that we're getting, and then we can take any questions that you have, and then flow into the energy work. So.
Yes.
Okay, all right, so just go ahead and relax and let me connect in here. So I work a lot with the Archangels, and the Archangels that are flowing in are Michael, Metatron, Ariel, Raguel, Raziel, and Zadkiel. So you have a beautiful grouping of angels frequencies here, the Archangel realm, that's supporting you. And they're showing me muscles, somebody holding their arm, flexing their muscles. And they're showing me strength. And I'm hearing the word discernment and confidence. So they also show me tender heart. So it's this beautiful aspect where you're strong and you also have a very compassionate, tender heart. And many of us who are strong have that. And so it's a great balance. So they're showing me you looking up, you're standing outside, you're looking up in the skies, and you're looking up and you're just pondering and wondering and not really forcefully searching, but you're open to the awareness of who might be there for you. And so you have a strong dialogue, I'm hearing, a strong connection. And the reason that I'm hearing the word strong, they're saying, is because it's your intention and your vibration, this forceful, they're calling it a force field. There we go. The light field around you is inquiring, and you're asking, and you're showing up. And so for that, for you showing up, they are able to come in closer, and the energetic reception I'm hearing is increased and enhanced. So increased means more of it, enhanced means better quality in that sentence. And they're showing me that you're well on your path. You're walking up steps, you're walking up these stairs into the heavenly realms for communication, but I also see you walking step by step to your goals. And I'm hearing the word ambition. So all of your ambitions. You have a great council of guides. Of course, we've worked together, and I know that you work with the dragon realm, and I'm seeing the dragon realm. So as you walk up into this, it's just the vision they show me, you're in the clouds, walking up to the heavenly realms. And I see councils of guides around you. And within that are the dragon realm. I see a grouping of spirit guides. And for other human, they would make themselves appear more in a human body. But, we're spirit. It's energy. And then also the angels that were here before. And they show me a long line, a long lineage of ancestors that are there working with you too. So so this is a beautiful place to start. Do you have does it resonate? Do you have any questions or anything to share?
Yes. Questions. I have some questions in terms of ancestors, because my in my dream state, things are becoming very vivid. Ancestors are coming to visit, and they're communicating in a way that I don't necessarily understand, because they're not speaking to me, they're showing me. And so You know, I tend to have a very analytical mind, always asking like, what is it? Like trying to read into it. And I know also sometimes you just have to take it for what it is, and it makes sense later.
Hmm.
And that's what I'm trying to do, is just allow it to come through, experience it, and then take what I can from it. And if I don't understand it, trust that the message or those skills or whatever it is that I was experiencing then is going to be useful for me when the time is right. So in terms of that, is there something that I'm not noticing or acknowledging in my dream state when my ancestors do come to me and communicate?
Okay. Yeah, let me share what I'm getting, and I'm sure more information will flow in. The first thing that they were showing me is conversation as if they were here, from a human perspective. And so many of your ancestors are sharing their experiences on earth, and I'm hearing their hopes, dreams, and desires, what they had experienced while they were in the body, and their hopes for the future. So some of it is a conversation, just like you're sitting with an aunt or a grandmother. Here's your family, and you're having a conversation that is spiritually based, yet it's more coming from the angle of the human experience. So within that, they're saying it's a wealth of wisdom and knowledge and an understanding of where, like an enhancement of where they came from and where they still are coming from in that particular viewpoint of that frequency. So within that, it's more like this collective conversation, and you may or may not use that information on your path forward as far as like a checklist or action items, or hey, this is a message, you must do this. It's more of an enhancement of an awareness. And they're saying, I'm hearing two things at once: skill set and an awareness of where you come from, like what is in your DNA, what frequency are you carrying, and that is a part of the skill set that you have. So it can be any quality. And I just keep hearing enhancement. Like that is a strong word throughout all this messaging. So to me, that's like, we sometimes say leveling up, but it's an enhancement of more of the codes and frequencies that you're holding. And by their support and conversation, it's helping you recognize how it can be implemented on the earth life. So there's not much right now that you need to like one thing to do, an action. It's more of an embodiment of the frequency and carrying that vibration with you as you move forward with whatever experiences. And I hear the word contrasting experiences come to you. So when something in earth hits you, or pops out of nowhere, this like encounter of a conversation or opportunity or emotion, it's a way to help you balance it so that you can have calm energy and then discern with your thoughts. I'm hearing it's a choice point. And so they're helping you through these choice points so that you don't energetically get knocked out of balance, or I'm seeing like the wind carrying you away. So they're with you in that way. Let me ask if there's anything else specific. They say just listen, observe. What is there for you to do when these conversations come through? And the message is listen. Listen and observe, and that it might come forward in the future where you would say, oh, okay, that makes sense. And now I can use this. And it's a combination. Most of it will be related to your personal, like private life, your path forward. And some of it will be in how you are working with the collective and others. But right now, it's this direct message of the qualities, the messages, and experiences that they show you will come through. And I feel it like it comes into your body and fuels you up so you can really know and just sense more of who you are and help you in your day to day. And then that will ripple out. But right now, the main aspect is for I'm hearing how you carry yourself, how you resonate with that frequency. And I'm hearing the word becoming, like who you are becoming. So, and of course, because this message is from your ancestors, they come in from a different perspective, because a lot of times in readings and in spiritual communities and stuff, it's like, well, I probably would have said, well, you already are this beautiful being. You're just recognizing more of it, or you're connecting in with more of who you are and shedding and letting go of that human, you know, amnesia or the blocks and experiences that weigh us down. But your ancestors say who you are becoming. So they really much, they're showing me, are very grounded in the concepts of human life and what it means to live as a human and have experiences and fulfill the mission here. So, as far as anything for you to do, again, they're saying just be observant and listen. They do say you can ask them questions. So it is a conversation. They say like it's a conversation. It's not that you're in school and you're just listening to an instructor teach. It's
Mhm.
a conversation. So they want to hear from you as well. Um, yeah, how does that all sound?
Yeah, no, that sounds good because I think it's also from like ancestral conditioning too, is just that with with the people who are older than you, whether they're your ancestors or living, you listen.
Mm,
Like there's not a lot of asking why. It's just what is it? What is it that have you tell me? And then I'll do it. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
it's funny that while I'm aware of these patterns, I'm still practicing them, you know, and and for them to just call it out in a way that I can not see it as something negative, have a conversation about it versus just listening or asking and taking action, because
Yeah.
that is, you're right, it is the work that we do with spirit really is a relationship, it's a conversation, it's collaborative, it's not just what do you want me to do, it's what do I want to do, and how can like I bring in the help from my ancestors in spirit to help me accomplish these things that I do want to do while I'm still here.
Right. Yeah, they're saying it's not a hierarchy. In your conversations, you are sharing and they are sharing. You're both learning. And they show me, the circle of life and reincarnation. So when you're talking spirit to spirit, you kind of are stepping out of the earth life human, that you are, my elder and I must respect you. It's more like you're on the same level because they're saying potentially you could have been their elder, in another flow of it. And so when in spirit, they want to open that up a little bit more for you to feel comfortable asking. And that asking is, I see it coming from your heart. You'll feel it build up in your heart. And rather than stop that frequency or that question coming through, you feeling it, um, because it looks like you might have this tendency to then put up a boundary and be like, well, I can't even go there. I can't allow myself to feel that question. I'll just listen. They're saying, no, feel into it, let it come through, because it's also a learning experience in that what comes through in your questioning is a part of the answer itself.
Yes.
So as you communicate, more information will come through. So that looks really good. And they're showing they show you with wings, and actually these are huge butterfly kind of wings. So I was like, wow. So you love to fly, and and they're showing me the elemental realm, and of course we have the dragon realm, but it's like they say you love to fly, you love to soar, and you have a lot of knowledge from these viewpoints of looking at things from a higher perspective and then going down into the frequency. And I'm hearing the word embodiment and utilization. So, utilizing the awareness and wisdom and knowledge from those perspectives and taking all of who you are and being here present. Okay, now my guides are here because they call it platform, being here present on the earth realm in this platform. And what's funny is the word that's coming through is instigate. They want you to instigate. So I know it's like we could think of, was that a good word? But like
Yeah.
what? But the way that they share instigate is to get the ball rolling. So there are qualities, there are conversations to be have, there are things that need to get started. And you kind of they're showing me flint, like a spark. Get the fire started. You're, like a firecracker, just boom, get it started in the sense that, hey, waking people up, bringing their awareness to situations, conversations, aspects of healing. And again, they're saying embodiment. So I feel that you're here to help activate. That's the word we probably would feel better with. Activate embodiment techniques and embodiment awareness. And I am hearing breath work. I'm hearing sound frequencies. I'm hearing a coming to an understanding. And I'm seeing people journaling and just breathing and activating their own codes, feeling the force of energy that's so pure and beautiful from their soul frequency come in, and then recognize the aspect where they're surrounded by their team and spirit. So to instigate is a funny word, but it actually means to get it started, like
Right.
kickstart, activate, get it going.
Mhm.
And so that's what they're sharing today. Any thoughts or questions on that message?
Yes, totally resonates. And, in line, I feel like it's in alignment with what I'm doing and what I want to do. Um, and so that's just great confirmation to hear. Yeah. And just continues to give me confidence that I should just keep going, Yeah.
Yes. I love that. So, thank you for sharing. And let me go ahead. I can feel the energy shifting a bit. So I will be doing an energy scan and let you know areas that we can work with. And so for our listeners, my approach is to see things that might be out of alignment, or, whatever your, Teresa, whatever your guides bring through. But I feel like it'll kind of be more of an alignment, as if in a chiropractic adjustment for the energy field. And then also, I do see a little bit of what we could term psychic surgery that we could do today. And so that would be in your abdomen region. So let me just flow in and see how they want to begin the process. And I'm looking at your energy field. So at your fifth, fourth, and sixth layer of your aura, there's some deposits, some remnants, they're calling it, of frequencies. And these are from interactions with others, which could have been the combination of your energy and theirs, or their energy that looks like deposits. So I'm hearing the word sediment. And so we'll be clearing that out today. It feels like vacuuming it out and then also flushing it out with water frequency. So we'll be pulling that out. And then there's a constriction around your throat chakra that's starting. So I'm not sure if you felt that, but it's around the chakra close to the body. I would say like layer 2 of the aura. And it just looks like a ribbon starting, or a little thread starting to wind around. So we'll just pull it off, and then that will give you a sense of relief. And that particular frequency, they're saying, had it continued, would have, felt a disruption more in the future because it's just barely beginning. So we'll release that. Um, Around your crown chakra, just open it up a little bit, in that some of the light points, some of the vortices are looking a little dim. So we would open the circumference of them, and there's a little bit of deposit to clear off. So it's kind of just like washing a window. It's there, the energy and the light's coming through, but you've been in a lot of experiences where the frequencies have remained with you. And so it's just getting back to, feeling shiny and bright and just your energy coming through. So we'll work that as well. And then let me see. So the alignment, there's a little misalignment of the vertical power current down around your abdomen, because I see this energy that looks like a wound that hit you on the side of, so it would be your left side, I believe. I'm just looking because it might be mirrored. But and so it looks like I'm hearing a festering wound. So something had happened at some point before. And the thing about this that they're showing is it kind of relates to ancestor experiences too. So
Yes.
you would have had your own experience with a conversation, or I'm hearing a misalignment and injustice, that kind of energy. Something happened, but it also had happened at a more intense way with your ancestors. And so that kind of amplified that frequency in your system. And it does look like a wound that we would want to heal. Physically, if I could share, it looks like an open flesh wound that has even some bacteria growing, like some, an infection that we would want to pull out and then just flush that out, clear it. And it's like full on surgery, what I'm seeing. And so they're saying it would have hit you very harsh, like a dagger, like harsh, really focused and fast. And so that would have been when you weren't anticipating this, whatever it might have been. Do you have an awareness of what it could be? And you don't have to share, just a yes or a no would be fine. Just wondering if you have an
Yes.
awareness. Okay. Okay. All right. So, I mean, you can share if you want, but I know it can be
Well,
private.
I think I'll share it because I feel like it's relatable. You
Okay.
know, I'm in the throes of teenage parenting, and that's the first thing that came up, and that's the um, word that keeps my son's name keeps
Ah,
coming to me as you're talking. And I keep like resisting it because I'm like, no, that can't be it, but it keeps coming. So I'm like, okay, I think that's pretty much it. And yeah, that does conflict a lot with just the culture that I've grown up in, and trying to break those patterns, break those ancestral beliefs of how you would need to parent. How I, as a Vietnamese woman, needs to parent my child, and how my child needs to respond to my parenting. So while I feel like I'm pretty liberal and open in that aspect, I know that when I get triggered by him, the old ways start to come back, versus me being the parent who's kind of detached from who I was in terms of culturally, and just communicating to him as a compassionate human being, trying to empathize and understand. And then, stepping in as a parent, objective parent, not one where I'm bringing on all these old beliefs and practices of parenting, And so when he says things, it hurts a lot
yeah.
emotionally. And but again, he is like a mirror for me for all the things that I pretend I don't think or say or do. And so I think it's important, that we continue to re-examine our growth process, where we were, where we are now, and to continue to make sure that we're continuing to evolve and not going back to those practices. So this is a good message for me of awareness that you're
Yeah.
doing it again.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I just have to sit for a moment and I'm feeling all of this. It's so beautiful. Emotion come through. And I'm
Mhm.
almost in tears because I can relate as a mother as well. Teenagers, adults now, but oh man. There's that love, and I think, what I'm getting is that's the underlying aspect. The compassion, the love, the reverence, being open to feeling the experience, and they're wanting you to know this wounding. You have this great, beautiful opportunity to heal. And it won't just be for you and your child, but it can be generational,
Yes.
past and future. And it makes so much sense to me how it could just get through so unexpected, because when we're with our loved ones and those that we live with and in our home, our energy is open to the sense that we don't feel we have to walk around, on eggshells protecting ourselves. And
Right.
so then when something happens so quickly, it can just boom, hit so hard. And it's
Mhm.
amplified by, as you shared, your culture, your ancestors, and how they would have seen things or responded and reacted. But one thing that is coming through is they're saying that the world we live in now is quite a bit different. Previously, it was the whole community, and everybody would, live a certain way in this culture. But now, how we live, it's this, beautiful collection and a soup, if you want to call it, or a tapestry of all different cultures, all different viewpoints, perspectives. And so your son is seeing all of that. He's not being conformed or confined to
Oh, he
one
definitely is
way.
not. He's like, wake the F up.
Yeah, yeah. So you're doing a beautiful job. It can be hard. Sometimes our children, our loved ones, that interaction that can be really intense and we might feel toxic at times can hurt us the most. But again, they're sharing love. And as you were expressing this realization and sharing with everybody and just getting deeper and letting the emotions come through, I was feeling it. And also I was seeing that wound on your abdomen is starting to heal. Your team right now is working on it. It's they put a mesh, like if it was physical, it'd be like a mesh cloth to go over it to help heal it and get, like, I'm hearing scaffolding, so it's giving it the blueprint to heal and go back to strong strength, healthy, fulfilled frequencies. And let me just see what they're doing. What I'm seeing is the energy of your son lifting out of that area. It kind of lodged in there. And I don't think, I mean, obviously, he consciously didn't mean to do it, but I don't even think he understood, energetically or meant to stay lodged. But the word I'm hearing is animosity in this argument, or whatever it was that happened was just festering. And so, because what they're sharing is it was just a conflict of emotion, conflict of perspective, conflicts of determined free will and intention. And so he didn't want to feel that either. And so they're showing it releasing out and a lot of love coming around. It's actually this pretty crystalline energy that's coming in. It's very sparkly and it's healing it. So when we have conversations and awareness comes through, that knowledge of it helps it to release, to heal and clear. And also, they're saying it's a commitment to peace. Like in your heart, you want peace and love. And this is allowing that to come through just with the awareness that, hey, you were holding on to that, or it was lodged in you and it was festering. And so now the frequency is lifting out. And I see your heart space expanding. As we're talking, as the messages come through, it's opening and more love is flowing through. And the vertical power current, that curvature that had gone out of, the alignment, is now coming back into a straight down alignment, midline down your body. I'm just watching it for a moment here. And there's a lot of green coming around, green and gold in this area to heal. And I see it then come out into your aura, up to your heart, and work there to heal it. So I'll be letting some energy come through. It's fun. They say it's Reiki energy come through as this is working. So you have your higher self or your soul frequencies working. Your ancestors are standing by, and it's this frequency, and the vision I'm seeing is a lot of love, a lot of respect and watching and comfort and observing. And there's also like the women like, yes, you're doing good. It's kind of like their approval, they're approving of the work. So they want to share, yes. And it's kind of like a quiet approval. It's like they might not vocalize it, but they give you the nod. And, you can feel it like they're approving. So this is clearing out and healing. And prior to these, healing messages that just came through after you shared the interaction experience, I did get the message that your son is like a strong warrior. And so teenage also strong, like full of strength. And so he might not understand how strong he is when that is directed towards you, um, especially unexpectedly. So, this is healing. If you want to just kind of receive for a moment here, we'll let that. And okay, the energy's coming in. Your heart is filling with more frequency. And because it's the heart, it's going to feel more of love frequency. And then I see this ribbon lifting off of your throat. So that's really good. And they're going back. It's like back 6 months, through the past 6 months, and bringing light in to help release and transmute and heal any frequencies that have been deposited or embedded and lingering. They show that when these instances of like argument or combative energy comes in, that it can feel like a tornado spinning you around and really discombobulating. And so what they're sharing is slowing that spin, helping you to stay present and grounded, and not having your energy flip or spin, and just being able to stay centered, grounded, and watch. And I see you feeling with love. You're calling in love, and you just shine it out beyond your force field, but beyond your aura, so it can help neutralize and calm him in his moment. You're so connected. This is your child, so you have those connections, those cords, and he has access to you. And so that also means, especially for those of us that are very emotional and empathic and sensitive, wow, can we really feel it intensely? So this would be a way to help calm and buffer it from affecting you in such an intense way. And it is that, take a breath, fill with love, and pour that love out from your heart when he seems to feel upset. And they're saying also give the love to yourself, because we can't discount how we feel, you know. We're the adult, we're the mothers, you know, parenting, but still we have our emotions, our energy that we want to help support and stabilize. So then you put your hand on your heart and your abdomen, and it feels like that's where the energy hits you, is heart and abdomen. You know, intimate relationships, sacral chakra. We're very intimate with those that we live with. They are part of our life, inner circle, our family. And then I see, once you balance that, your crown chakra is just so beautiful. All this light is pouring down around you, and it's helping you with that discernment. And so that you are able to help your emotions stay balanced and calm and centered and present, while mentally you observe and make a decision. Things are still shifting, but it's still flowing, but it's looking really beautiful. Your aura is looking quite a bit more sparkly in the areas that had the deposits. How are you feeling?
I feel good. I'd like to request the extra scrub. You know, you pay extra for the like next step in the car wash.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'd like to request like the next step up on my energy field and chakra balancing.
Perfect. Okay, let's do that. Yeah, because they were just kind of like targeting those main areas. So yeah, let's do a little
All right.
scrub. Okay. You're so cute. I love that. Okay, go ahead and relax. Here we go. Oh, and it's so funny. They're showing me foaming bubbles. Yes. Okay. All right, love. Here comes the energy.
I see like a ton of magenta just in my field, and like these little white dots, like all along like the bottom part of my field of vision.
Mm, that's so beautiful. I see white, like fluffy clouds, but it's foam. Healing energy. They're saying it's coming in to purify. And the space that they're showing me is heart right now, like all around heart and the fourth and fifth level of your aura. There's a lot happening. So that's so pretty that you're seeing the magenta. I love that. They're pulling some energy out of the back of your heart chakra. So it was like your heart opened and they show me a rose blooming or flower blooming, the petals opening, and then it allowed for energy to flow. And that's when they pulled some sticky energy out of your heart chakra through the back. They're pulling a little bit more, and I see that it has gone up into other parts of your body. So kind of when you pull, well, it's kind of gross, but a hairball out of the drain, you get all this like energy from all these other channels within your system that are pulling out. Especially, there was a lot around your mind, your temples, going over the top of your head, just to your hairline and your brow chakra. So potentially as that's releasing, it's also opening your field of vision and the clarity of energy coming around your third eye chakra there.
I always get like a lot of rapid eye movement when I just like allow instead of think,
Mm-hmm.
like during the healing.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah, just allow. So there was energy from your sacral chakra that went up to the back of your heart, kind of was sitting below the heart chakra. And I see your energy body just push it out. It looks like a cube. Well, kind of like a rectangle, but and give it to your guides and they're taking it. So this was emotion and energy that was lodged there and they're taking it to heal. So there seems to have been some thought form consciousness around the situation that you were having with your son, like the when it was combative and uncomfortable. And when they took that energy out, I see them pulling all of these programmed ways of how things should be off of it. Because the energy is beautiful. It's bright orange. It's like this golden, gorgeous orange. So they're pulling the disruptions off of it. And these disruptions are programmed thought forms. Yeah, it's programming of how you should be or how we should do things. And they're just taking it off. And then they bring the gold light back to the front of you and they're holding it so your chakra will pull it back in because it's your frequency, it's your energy. And that looks really pretty, but they're still clearing some of it right now. And then they'll reintroduce it into your energy field for your solar plexus chakra to pull in for strength. They show the strength come up out your breath, out your mouth, like as if you were blowing fire flames. But you can pick what color for whatever situation. And they show this beautiful white, snowy, looks like glass or ice, and it's very crystalline, going around your aura for when you need protection. And then they're saying then you can infuse it with pink or pastel blue, whatever frequency you feel is needed for the situation. And then when the intensity of the situation relaxes, it just kind of dissolves and melts away. But this is a message about how you can use your light, your inner strength, your energy from your solar plexus, your kundalini energy from your root, like all the way coming up to help stabilize the space when something comes about. And you can enhance it with whatever color or whatever frequency would be best for the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Because first they're saying it's about calming the situation, protecting yourself, but not, we protect ourselves so that we can be present and not get spun up in that cyclone. And it's not that you're going on the offense. So it's just balancing and holding space. And then when, the energy calms down, you can relax a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm hearing energetic mastery, like spiritual mastery, understanding your spirit energy and how to use it in different scenarios for, I'm hearing like the good of all involved. So even if some, because we love our children, if they're angry and upset, it's not like we want to harm them in any way. So it's how do you hold your energy to protect you while they express themselves?
Mm-hmm.
And then you can neutralize and transmute the frequency in the room, in the space. But yeah, they wanted to share that message of using your energy, and then you can enhance it with whatever color for a particular purpose and frequency.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel?
Yeah, I feel really good. I mean, when you were talking about pulling um like the hairball, out from the back of my heart chakra, I actually felt that. So I didn't realize. I mean, it's fascinating to me um as healers what other healers find on you, like, yeah. So like all these things that I'm not aware of, I'm like, dang, where have I been? Like I have been up in the clouds.
Oh my
but
gosh.
but it's a good confirmation and good learning too to um I know, like, we're always encouraged to heal ourselves, and we always have control, we always have the power to, but sometimes we're so attached to
Yeah.
our own beliefs, our own habits, and just life, right, that we don't even realize energetically all the things that we're still holding on to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like it just, because that energy that I pulled out it had the frequency of your frequency and your son's. And what happened is you were holding on to it because you kind of didn't know what to do with it. It did look more like a brown color.
mm-hmm.
So it had within the frequency of both of you, it had some frequencies of those moments that weren't pretty, and where there was arguments. And so you were just holding on to it because I felt like your heart was like, I don't really know what to do with this. And so they just pulled out the sediment of the toxic part. And they're saying, it's keeping the love for yourself, for him, for your family. All of that is there. They just were extracting, and it had kind of gone into other areas because I feel like you were ruminating and just thinking about it a lot and feeling about it a lot. And it was a way for them to help you just to let go so they could heal that conversation, or maybe it was more than one moments of time. But I'm really happy that they were able to make that adjustment. You could feel it. And I love getting healing work done too, because Yeah, there's so much that can happen that the reason they were saying is it felt so natural. It felt like a part of you. So you wouldn't have felt like it was such a foreign,
Mm.
you know, experience or something to clear out. But by releasing that, I see your energy is really, I would say, like rushing now, like flowing so beautifully, like a stream that is not hindered. Yeah. So it looks so pretty. And they're just bringing some energy down to your feet to help you stay, in the body, more grounded here. They love to do that. Just you mentioned working with every chakra, and that's what they're doing, your chakras, but also your energy field and the physical body, bringing some energy in to stabilize and fuel up areas that were depleted.
Mm.
So it's looking really pretty. They're showing, like right now, I see orange, green, and purple weaving through your body. Just so beautiful. And they're saying that you'll sleep really good tonight.
Oh, good.
Yeah, you might have some active moments as you're falling asleep, like conversations, visitations, and then you'll
Mhm.
do some deep sleeping where your body realigns and integrates everything from today.
Mhm.
So, yeah, that looks really good. You might feel a little, from time to time, they show me like you feel like you're wobbling. So, they're wanting to help you feel more present so you can feel, the word would be like centered within,
Mhm.
stable. So, connecting maybe your heart line so that you feel really present and not that you can get wobbled over, like flowing over. But they're saying that you can move with swiftness when you need, for sure. It's not a stagnant frequency where you're constricted or stuck in one pose, but just that when you do move, it's because you want to move, and it's not that you're moving where others are pushing you around. So that looks really good. Um, they're going to be working with you over the next like 2 to 3 weeks with, I'm hearing clarity of thoughts and mind. And then they highlighted your throat, heart, and mind. And this is for your career, for work. So there's that. They just want you to know, like, hey, we're speaking about a particular topic today, but they're with you in this other area too. For like the next 3 weeks, it looks like maybe you have some decisions or you are maybe, reviewing things that have already happened, and they're going to be working with you just to stabilize support. So, for support.
Okay.
So, yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you
Mhm.
so much.
That was
um,
awesome. Thank you.
you're welcome. And I know we're coming to the end of our session today. Is
Mhm.
there anything that you would like to share with our listeners?
Um, well, I have a question,
Okay.
you know.
Yeah.
I just feel like my awakening has been gradual, which I love because I would never have wanted like everything to hit at once.
Mm.
And so as every mini step of ascension occurs, like more happens. Just when I think I'm not done but comfortable,
Yeah.
like I'm showing something else. And I wake up in the middle of the night and I always know it's not because I can't sleep. Well, that's part of it, but I'm being summoned to wake up because there's always this little light, at least in the last 2 weeks,
Mm.
that comes to visit, but it never wants to come near enough. It's always moving and
Mm-hmm.
like I'm tracking it and I have a feeling who it is, but like how when we get that type of interaction with our spiritual team, how do we um, I guess, get that trust established? Because I feel like, hey, you can just show yourself to me. You don't have to
Yeah.
be this little tiny white light, you know? I'll even say it. I'm like, you can show yourself. I'll be okay, But that tiny white light just continues to just be present, and I'll ask questions and like things like that. And maybe that's all I need. Maybe I don't actually need the physical evidence, the visual evidence that it is who I think it is, and they just want to be known or present, or maybe it's less energy for them to appear that way than
Mm-hmm.
an actual, you know, uh, physical outline or
Yeah.
image.
Yeah, absolutely. I got, and you feel that who this is. And so I
Yeah.
heard guide. So in whatever way they're acting as a guide.
Mm-hmm.
And when you were like, why don't you share myself? They're like, well, I am. So I think that to you, to what you're saying, yes, it takes less energy for them to come through in that form. And I also got they're checking in on you. And it's a form of comfort knowing that you're supported and they're
Okay.
there. And it's a telepathic, clairsentient conversation too. So you can talk to it or them, or I'm not sure, I feel like it might be one guide.
Yeah.
But yeah, so to this little sparkle of light, this orb of light, you can speak
Okay.
with them.
Okay. All right. That sounds good.
I love
Yeah.
it.
No, I don't have any other
Aw.
questions.
Okay, well, thank you so much for being here today on the Spirit and Soul Healing Podcast.
This was amazing. Thank you, Amy. I really appreciate your mentorship and guidance and friendship and everything that you bring, to this world and to everyone who is heading in the direction of ascension and opening up to their own gifts. Because I wouldn't be where I am without you. So just so
Aw,
grateful.
you're so welcome. Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in today. And we'll see you all again on the next episode of the Spirit and Soul Healing Podcast.